It's that time of year when the investment banks are opening their doors to lots of summer interns, all hoping to make a lasting impression and secure a graduate job offer. If you're about to start a summer internship, then you are probably already aware how competitive it is to try and convert this into a full-time role. In this video, I'll give you some top tips on how to excel during your investment banking internship and make the most of your experience. Let's dive in. Before we move on, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Deborah Taylor and I'm a trainer at Financial Edge. Before this, I worked as a director at Barclays and spent nearly 10 years in investment banking. During this time, I worked with and mentored lots of summer interns. So I'm going to share with you what I think will help you to succeed in your internship. Everyone recognises that interns don't have lots of experience and technical skills. However, the ability to ask questions and learn quickly are core skills even for experienced analysts. So if you can demonstrate this during your internship, then you're already on your way to impressing your team. Asking questions and learning quickly is actually two skills, so let's unpack this a bit, starting with asking questions. Now you can really impress your team with the questions that you ask, and this definitely doesn't mean just constantly firing random questions at your colleagues, because this suggests that you're not thinking for yourself. In my view, there are three things that you can do to ask really great questions. Let's say that you've been asked to produce some industry data analysis for a slide deck, and you have some questions about this task. Firstly, ask specific questions rather than vague ones. If you don't know what data sources to use for your analysis, or what templates you should be using, be specific that this is what you need to know, rather than just asking, where should I start? This shows that you're thinking for yourself and visualising what you need to do to complete the task. Secondly, demonstrate that you've done some basic research before asking your question. For example, if you want to know which industry competitors to include in your analysis, you can start your question with, I've done some quick research on the industry and identify these 5 competitors. Do you suggest including any others in my analysis? This shows that you're proactive about finding answers for yourself. Finally, probe for more information if your question isn't answered fully. Sometimes a colleague's answer uses technical words that you're not familiar with, or the answer just doesn't give you enough information the first time. Be assertive about following up with probing questions rather than just nodding awkwardly. This avoids the need to return to your colleague with the same question later on. The best analysts know how to press for the right level of information. So that's how to ask the best questions. What about learning quickly? Well, every day is a learning day in investment banking as the world of business is constantly changing. But if you can show that you've learned from previous tasks by applying them in new situations, you'll really impress your team. For example, let's say that after completing your data analysis, you're asked to do similar, but for a different industry. Rather than immediately asking what to do differently this time, think about how you can use what you've learned in the previous task in the new task. Maybe the tables and charts that you've produced can be used again. This shows that you've learned from your previous experience and can work quickly to complete the next task. A particular challenge for new analysts is the change in expectations in investment banking compared with at university or school. When you sit an exam at university, you would probably be really happy with a score of 90%. However, if during your internship you send some work for review with a 90% accuracy rate, this would actually be really disappointing. The expectations are just much higher. Although we all make mistakes from time to time, you need to be really diligent about checking your work for errors before sending it for review to minimise the risk of errors and demonstrate that you have attention to detail. Here are a few tips on avoiding errors. Firstly, use technology to help you prevent and check errors. You can use the automated spelling and grammar check within Word and PowerPoint to check for typos. When it comes to numbers, always build your calculations in Excel and link your calculations using formulas rather than hard coding numbers. This means that if you change an input in your analysis, the output values automatically update. Also, when copying analysis and charts from Excel to Word or PowerPoint, always insert a linked table or chart. They'll automatically refresh if you're amending your underlying data. Secondly, when you think you've finished your work and analysis, take a step away from your desk for 5 minutes and return to check if your work hangs together. What I mean by this is to check if the data supports the narrative. A common error is to expect your data to tell a certain story, but when you're in the detail, you fail to spot that this actually isn't the case. Finally, in a professional environment, it is essential that you check that all your data is sourced, that your charts are clearly labelled, and that all your data has a currency and is appropriately scaled. I've seen so many examples where interns produce great analysis, but their conclusion is that the valuation of a company is, say, 60 as a floating number. Do they mean $60 million, or £60 million, or even $60 billion? These are all quite different valuations, so it's important to be clear on this. As you'll find out for yourself during your internship, working in investment banking does involve working long hours and collaborating in teams. And this is so much easier if teams get on with each other and, dare I say it, actually enjoy working together. Although investment banking is a competitive industry, it's actually a very social one, and lots of great friendships are made working in this industry. Some of my best friends are those that I met whilst working in banking. As a result, banks will make job offers not just based on your technical competency, but also whether you're a team player and can fit in with the culture of the department. So my top tip here is to spend your internship demonstrating that you can work well with others and build a strong working relationship with your team and across your intern cohort. This can be a real surprise for some interns who are aware of how competitive it is to get a return offer, and so they assume that you need to be constantly demonstrating that you're better than others. Instead, it's a much better strategy to show that you're a team player and demonstrate lots of enthusiasm for the work that you're doing. Good luck with your internship. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on our latest content covering all things finance and careers.